Stay with me. PTSD is hard to deal with, and the recession isn't making it any easier for the frictionally unemployed. You need to get back into the world, and it'll take you some time to cope with civilian life. I suggest that maybe you living with someone else and writing a blog about everything that happens to you would tremendously help you.
Stop! Give me your phone.
What?
Afghanistan, I presume? Terrible war that was.
Who? What? How? How could you possibly know that?
Well, you're a retired army doctor from Afghanistan, invalidated by the army from your bullet wound. You have a brother, but you do not want to live with him, and your therapist think you're Olympus psychosomatic. Probably shouldn't fire her anyways. Let's see here. You're frictionally unemployed, and you really think you have PTSD, and you so your therapist, but I believe that you miss the action and the excitement. You should probably fire your therapist. Terrible person. I believe that is enough information for now.
What?
Alright, we're done for now. There we go. That's all I needed. Name Sherlock.
Sorry, due to copyright issues, we could not play the soundtrack music. So please, continue with the video. Ah, Holmes. Finally here.
Ah, damn station. It's nasty.
And it's not totally useless. I'm sorry for the harsh tone, but what Sherlock was implying is that the police aren't using their effective. They weren't working to their comparative advantages. Sherlock, on the other hand, can solve 30 cases in the same time you can solve one. On the other hand, if you focus on writing, you can only write 10. You can write 40. You can write 4 articles compared to 1 case. Sherlock can solve 3 cases compared to 1 article. You should work for your comparative advantage.
Well, the secretary has been kidnapped.
The secretary's been kidnapped.
Oh, very well then. Well, you know what I'll say? Stick to writing, you petty weasels. We'll cover your sunk costs, and you know what? We'll get back to you in time. Good day.
Good day.
Well, let's see here. What do you think, Dr. Watson?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's a knife there, so it's probably a murder instead of a kidnapping. And X marks the spots, and there's an arrow pointing over that way. I don't know where he put 2 lines, but there's an arrow pointing that way, so that means it's over that way. It's pretty simple.
Really?
Yeah.
How can you be so naive and stupid? How do you even function with that tiny of a brain?
Life's pretty simple.
No, look at this. It's so obvious. It's blatantly in front of you. How can you not see it? Firstly, we see a knife. So maybe he wasn't a murderer, although the fact that he might have threatened him.
Okay.
Judging from its age and its style, I'd say it's from about maybe 150 years old. It looks more of an Indian style blade.
Yes.
Very ancient style of blade, so we can probably concur that's an Indian person. And this, based on the person who died, is an economics graph.
Yes, it was the Treasury Secretary.
Yes, it was. So if we say this is a supply and a demand, what we can concur is this point right here. We have an arrow going that way. If we say this distance here The murderer or kidnapper or whatever you think it's in your name is somewhere right here. What can we say? Treasure.
So what type of graph would this be? Would this be a currency? Because it's a secretary, right? It's a treasury.
Yes, it
So-
would.
This would be the quantity of which country, though?
Yeah.
There's a news article. It is the secretary just put a 250% tariff on India. Indian salt and corn. That's pretty salty.
Such an idiot. Okay. So foreign exchange. Oh, quick! What's the exchange rate between the Indian dollar and a U.S. dollar?
Oh, it's about 64.7 rupees to $1, sir.
Okay. So we'll go $1 here, 64.7.
That's right.
That's what we need to do.
Okay.
So in one way, you're right. We go that way, but not in your stupid way. We go 1 mile east and then 64.7 miles north, and that's where we're gonna find our guy. He wants us to find him. There's a reason.
Wow, Holmes, you really are smart.
All right, let's go then.
Sherlock, is it?
It seems so.
There ain't anything here, Sherlock. I thought you were some great detective.
It's under our nose. It's under our nose. Ah! Exactly what it is.
You're a genius and stupid at the same time. How do you live with that such a small brain? You know what? I don't know. What did you say earlier? You said something earlier at the crime scene. It's exactly what we said.
There's a news article. It is the secretary just put a 250% tariff on India. Indian salt and corn.
Horse. Okay, tariff, 250%, was it?
Yeah.
250, okay. Let's see here. Let's go back to what we had originally. This is what we had originally, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're sitting here right now. This is our point.
Yeah.
And we have a 250% tariff, was it?
Of course.
Okay.
That's what it said in the New York Times article.
Okay, 250% tariff on Indian salt that would reduce the U.S. need
Yeah.
for salt from India.
Yeah.
So we don't need as much U.S. Indian currency. So it would reduce the demand for Indian currency, thus increase the demand for our currency, right?
Yeah.
And since this was the graph you drew for us was in our currency,
Mm-hmm.
this demand should theoretically be here.
Right, because
Right.
there's an increase in our demand. US dollars.
There's an increase in our demand, it
Yeah.
means India depreciated. If the rupee is depreciated, the dollars are appreciated. So we offshot it a lot. Our actual point is right here. It's about another half mile east,
Oh my
maybe
God.
another 10 miles north.
We need to go right now.
Okay. Let's think here. Let's think rationally. We're dealing with someone who's very upset right now.
Of course, but seriously.
Let's see here. Oh, I did read. I remember. He also wanted to put a fixed exchange rate on this. If India's currency goes up to this much, as according to the dollar, India won't be able to survive very long. That treasurer's life could be in danger. Let's move!
Well, if it ain't Sherlock Holmes' lapdog.
Your tricks weren't exactly that hard. You weren't very smart with them, at least.
Oh, shut up. You both messed up. Patel Brothers will finally take over the domestic production of this country. No state fair will go without its curry and Himalayan pink salt. Indiana has its corn, but India has its comparative advantage in that. And don't you dare take away my business.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of domestic unemployed workers because of you, and the tariff didn't make anything better. But it did raise the price for us. a lot of resources were allocated inefficiently, and it helped. So, please.
India can't own a monopoly on corn. What do you mean? I know the secretary closed us up, but it did raise your world prices, which helps your market, if anything. And it also did raise our GDP, pull us out of recession. Isn't that good for everyone? So please, let us help you. We can make everything right. You don't need to kill anyone.
Help me? Well, you!
It's missing all his bullets, just YouTube.
Well, that's a job done here.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I guess he got what he wanted.
Salt.
Have some of that.